All right, and we are live. Good evening po mga kaguro. Of course, it might be good morning, it might be good afternoon kung saan man po kayong panig ng mundo. And of course, good evening sa lahat ng ating mga kaguro na nandyan po sa Pilipinas. And of course, before we do anything else, let us all have our opening prayer. So please join me as we have our prayer.
Lord God, salamat po sa oras na ito na binigay niyo muli sa amin. Sa pagkakataon, Panginoon, salamat po sa maraming mga pagpapala at proteksyon na dulot mo sa bawat isa sa amin. At Panginoon, kami po ay humihingi ng inyong paggabay muli sa amin pong gagawin sa oras pong ito. Sana po ay marami po kaming matutunan sa mga leksyon na aming aaralin po ngayon. Patuloy po nawa na tulungan mo po kami sa aming mga pangarap, Panginoon. Ibinibigay po namin ang lahat po sa inyo, Panginoon, dahil ikaw po ang nagsabi na kung kasama ka namin sa lahat ng pagkakataon ay tunay nga po na magtatagumpay po kami. Kaya Ama, sana po ay mapakinggan mo ang mga hiling po namin na ito. I-bless mo po ang family ni Ma'am Mek, ni Sir Ram, maging ang mga pamilya din po namin, Panginoon. Dalangin ho namin ang buong bansa namin, buong mundo na nakakaranas pa po sa pandemic. Sana po ay bumuti na ang kalagayan po namin, O Diyos. Naniniwala po kami sa inyo sa mga pangako mo sa bawat isa sa amin. Salamat po sa Panginoong Jesus na nagdulot po sa amin ng pag-asa sa buhay po na ito. Ama, ito po ang aming dalangin sa pangalan ni Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Of course, we would like to welcome back the members of our Gurong Pinoy team, starting with Team Gardner. Hello, welcome back sa members ng ating Team Gardner. Paki-like na po ng ating video, mag-start ng watch party, tag your friends. Of course, pinaka-importante, please do share our video. Ganoon din po sa members ng ating Team Erickson or Team Newbie. Please do like this video, share this video, start a watch party, and of course, tag your friends. Now, our final coaching has already been scheduled, mentorship and also professional education. That's going to be on August 21st, 22nd, 28th, 29th. Your ProfEd will be at 7 p.m. PH time. Your majorship is going to be your recorded videos. For Gen Ed, you have September 5th, Science, September 11th, Social Science, September 12th, Math, September 18th, English, September 19th, Filipino, Prayers and Petition, the day before your let. And of course, we are also going to have our pre-board. I'm still going to determine when the pre-board will be. It might be on September 24th. Okay, so again, this is all exclusive to or for the members of our Gurong Pinoy teams. The only way that you can join our final coaching is becoming a member of our Gurong Pinoy teams. Again, it's very easy for you to become a member. If you'll be taking the LEP in September of this year, basic membership is 1,000. That's Gen Ed ProfEd Pro membership. That is 1,250. That's for your major. And if you'd want all in, that's a Gen Ed, Prof Ed, and Major. That's premium membership. That's only 1,800. Again, this for the people who will be taking the LET in September 2021. Now, if you still do not have your schedule, if you still don't know whether you're going to be taking it in January, March, or June next year, or it might be that you still have not filed for the LET, you can join Team Piaget. This is our 1-year membership, and that is going to start by October of this year until September 2022. Basic is only 2,000, Pro is only 2,000, and Premium is only 3,000. But we still have a discount of 500 for the first 200 members. So again, if you already know that you will be taking the LET in September, magpa-member na po kayo sa ating Team Piaget para po ma-enjoy nyo pa yung 500 pesos off. Now, if you are already a former member of Team Gardner or it might be Team Erickson, your former membership fee is going to be deducted from the membership fee of Team Piaget. So again, please do become a member of Team Piaget. Now we skip this because this is done. Please do become one of our supporters. Again, please do click that supporters button. Nandiyan po malapit sa inyong chat box sa Facebook. Our supporters also have their exclusive group where I post their extra materials with answer key. So again, maraming salamat po sa lahat ng ating mga supporters. Ganon din po sa mga nagsisend sa atin ng stars. Pwede po kayo mag-support sa Gurong Pinoy by sending your stars whenever we go live on Facebook and also, of course, your super chat, super stickers whenever we go live on YouTube. Okay, maraming salamat po again sa ating mga star senders, super chat stickers. Maraming salamat po sa super chatters, super sticker senders natin. Now, your quiz bit tournament, this is one method that we use your funds coming from the stars and super chat, super stickers. The quiz bit tournament, the grand tournament is going to be on August 14th. The exact exciting cash prices can be seen on your screen now. First prize is 3,000 pesos. Second prize is 2,000. Third prize is 1,000 pesos. Now, again, we are going to have the last qualifying round this Wednesday, and that is going to be posted at 8 o'clock in the evening. Again, 8 p.m. 8 p.m. on Wednesday po, yung inyong magiging qualifying round. That's the third qualifying round, and that is going to be limited though. That's going to be timed. So please be on time by 8 o'clock po na po-post na siya sa inyong Gurong Pinoy teams. So again, we are still looking for the top 20 qualifiers to complete our 60 qualifiers for the grand tournament, which is going to be on August 14th. Again, that's PH time 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. I am still trying to make up my mind as to the time of your Grand Quiz Bee tournament. So please just follow Guru Pinoy. That's our Facebook page. And also please subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's Guru Pinoy, so that you can have all the updates that we are posting. Okay? And of course, this video is still brought us by Grain TV HD. Please be one of our first 1,000 subscribers to have a chance to win 200 pesos. Of course, we are done with our grocery giveaway. May nanalo na pong tatlo for her grocery giveaway. So again, pag gusto nyong manalo ng grocery or ng 200 pesos, it might be load or GCash, sumali po kayo no, sa mga papremyo ni Rain TV. Rain TV is her Facebook page and Rain TV HD is her YouTube channel. Again, please do visit her YouTube channel and her Facebook page. But of course, tonight, our goal is to discuss the ProfEd, professional education questions that our Gurong Pinoy teammates have already answered through their quizzes. So again, that's one advantage of being a Gurong Pinoy team member. You are going to get to answer your quizzes. You will have a copy of our PowerPoint presentation. Of course, you can have the final coaching for free, and the major exams, you can also join them for free. Okay? So please do like this video. Mag-like na po ng ating video. Final quiz. Ano po yung final quiz, Ma'am Angel? Are you asking for the grand tournament na qualifying round that is going to be on Wednesday? And the grand tournament is going to be on August 14th. Hello po sa ating mga first-timers. Again, please do like this video. Mag-like na po ng ating video. And napaka-importante pong i-share ang ating video. Mag-share na po kayo ng ating video. Please do share our video so that we can reach out to more people, and just like you, we can also help them so that they can pass the LET. Okay, please do like this video and share this video. Ma'am GGCS Miss Joan, good afternoon, Ma'am Mac. May I ask po if member na po ng Gurong Pinoy team, pero hindi pa po magti-take this September po, mag-enroll po ba ulit? Thank you so much, Ma'am Mac. As I have mentioned a while ago, we are going to open Team Piaget, and that is going to be good for a year. So we will be starting that by October. Again, by October this year, we will start Team Piaget. You might be taking the LET in January or March, or in June next year. It might be September 2022. So you can become a member of Team Piaget. Okay, so Team Piaget po kayo. Whatever you have paid for your membership before, that is going to be deducted from Team Piaget's membership fee. Okay? Again, please do like this video. Marami pa rin pong hindi nagla-like. Ayan, Ma'am Mek. Good PM po. Handa na po sa awit and move on. Talagang sobrang hirap ng ProfEd. Salamat, Ma'am Mek. Nandyan ka para tulungan kami. Okay. Sawadee ka, sir or ma'am? Sir, Kurt Anilao. Ma'am Mek, I'm back. Last, I was on YouTube watching your live. Si sir yata yung from Thailand. Sawadee ka po. Ingat po kayo dyan. Maraming salamat for tagging your friends, Ma'am Viney or Vini Pomperada. Again, please do tag your friends, start a watch party. Of course, please do react to our video. Huwag pong mag-angry, mag-like, mag-heart ng ating video. And napaka-importante, share our video. Marami po sa inyo, maraming nagsasabi lagi, nakita ko lang ito may nag-share ng video. So please do share our video. Hindi po mahirap gawin, paki-share po ng Gurong Pinoy. Alright, we start with ProfEd number 1. Ayan, sabi ni Ma'am Tin, ang di mag-like sa Team YouTube, di magkakajowa. Okay, number 1. Olga wants to copy a short story she discovered in an anthology for her ninth grade students to read. The story is 5,000 words long. According to fair use, can she copy and use this story in her classroom? Is it letter A? Yes, because printed materials less than 10,000 words are covered by fair use. Letter B? No, because only excerpts of 2,005 words or 2,500 words can be used under fair use. Yes, because all published short stories are covered by fair use. Or letter D? No, because only stories less than 5,000 words can be used under fair use. Which one do you think is the best choice for number 1? Number 1, ano pong ating sagot? Okay, this is talking about fair use. Ano kaya ang sagot sa question 1? Question 1 kaya tama? Or question 1 pa lang kaya awit na? Okay, what do you think is the best choice for question number 1? Please do comment that in our chat box. B, may A, may C, may D. Okay, so iba-iba yung ating sagot. Ma'am Janine Baltazar, sabi ni Ma'am Janine, hi po Ma'am Mek, bago pa lang po ako dito, ngayong September na po ako magti-take ng LET. Paano po ba mag-enroll? Please do send a message po sa Facebook page kung saan po kayo nanonood ngayon, ma'am. Sawadika from Thailand to Ma'am Rinkashifu or Sir Rinkashifu Miyakakishi P. Reyes. Ang hirap ng pangalan. Okay, what do you think is the best choice for number 1? Number 1, may B, may C, may D. So meron hindi pa tayo talaga familiar sa ating fair use. Okay, we're talking about fair use for number 1. Thank you so much for tagging your friends, Ma'am Jasmine 1. Maraming salamat po. Again, please do send us your stars if you are watching us on Facebook. And you can share your stars, paki-share po ng ating stars. If you're watching us naman on YouTube, please do share your super chat, super stickers with us. Maraming salamat po. Mukhang ligwak po agad. Ayon, si Ma'am Rinka Shifo Miyaka Kishi pala ay clear din. Magkapangalan kami. Thank you for sharing our video, Ma'am Kimberly Lopez Buquel. Ganun din kay Ma'am Jasmine 1. Maraming salamat po. Okay, going back to question 1. Number 1, Olga wants to copy a short story she discovered in an anthology for ninth grade students to read. The story is 5,000 words long. According to fair use, can she copy and use this story in her classroom? The correct choice here is the letter B. No, because only excerpts of 2,500 words can be used under fair use. Okay, so letter B, no, dahil dapat 2,500 words lamang yung po pwede niyang gamitan under fair use. Okay, so ito yung copyright and fair use guidelines for teachers, a chart which was designed to inform teachers of what they may do under the law. Okay, so according to these copyright and fair use guidelines for your medium, if your medium is a material that's printed, okay, short printed material, your poem should not be or should be less than 250 words. Articles, stories, essays should be less than 2,500 words. Okay, so 2,500 words. It should be less than 2,500 words. For 2 pages, maximum of 2 pages lamang po yung pwede natin gamitin. From an illustrated work, it should be less than 2,500 words then. For example, a children's book. Okay, so 2,500 would be your limit. And so letter B here is the correct choice for number 1. Hindi po 10,000, hindi po 5,000, hindi din yes because all short stories can be used, but it's no, only 2,500, that's the limit. Okay, so letter B, ang tamang sagot or ang tamang choice, that's the answer, handa awit. Okay, unang tanong, ligwak agad. Okay lang po yan. At least sa let A, alam niyo na kung ano yung sagot. Okay, so that's number 1, B for all of us. We move on with number 2. Which of the following is a policy that a state government might set? Okay, so letter A, standards for what must be achieved at each grade level. Letter B, which textbooks to use in a particular class. Letter C, specific action steps for failing schools. Or letter D, resource allocation within a district. Wow! Galing, Sir Clark Hammond. Akala ko mabokya ako sa simula. Yun pala, tiwala lang sa gut instinct. Okay, ganyan talaga, no? Lagi kong sinasabi, usually your first choice is the correct answer. Okay? Or is the answer. So, dapat, huwag kayong magpapalit unless there is a very valid reason for you to do so. Ayun, si Ma'am Ann Estabilio, aray. Mhm. Awit agad, sabi ni Ma'am Liza Marie. Move on, basta sa exam, tama na dapat dito. Okay, what do you think is the correct choice for number 2? Number 2? Again, maraming salamat for all those who are sending their stars. Please do send us your stars. Mag-send po ng stars. Makakatulong po yan sa ating mga activities. And of course, super chat, super stickers if you are watching us live on YouTube. Aba, may hugot pa si Ma'am Tin Acabo. Huwag magpapalit kahit ikay pinagpalit. Awit pero move on. Okay, number 2. Which of the following is a policy that a state government might set? Aha. Marami na namang medyo nalito dito. Remember, sa ProfEd or even in Gen Ed, dapat naghahanap tayo ng hint, no? In this case here, sabi is state government. Okay? So, state mismo. That means the government as a whole, no? If we are talking about the US, we are talking about the state. Kasi dito sa Amerika, they're using the federal form of government. So kada state, meron silang sariling law. So what might be legal in one state might be illegal in another state. No? So state, the government as a whole, that means pangmalakihang policies ito. Okay, so state government yung pinag-uusapan natin. Sabi ni Sir Daryl dyan, ayan na, nakakaramdam na siya, nangangamoy ligwak. Karamihan sa inyo yung sagot ay letter D. Again, we are talking about the state government. In our case, for example, if we are talking about the Philippines, the entire Philippines, no? Ano nga ba yung ginagamit or ginagawang policy ng ating Department of Education? For example, if you're talking about the basic education curriculum, no? Your state government, the policy which can be applied to the entire Philippines as a whole. Is it letter A, standards for what must be achieved at each grade level? Letter B, which textbooks to use in a particular D, Nakabalik na ako. Okay, so medyo nawala yung internet natin for a while. Okay, so again, going back to number 2, which of the following is a policy that a state government might set? The best choice, of course, here would be letter A, yung standards for what must be achieved at each grade level. Kumbaga is, ito yung minimum competencies, no? Pag we're thinking of DepEd, meron mga standards, merong minimum competencies or grade level competencies. Okay, so letter A is the correct choice for number 2. Okay, hindi po textbook. Yung textbook minsan yung admin lamang nagde-decide, no? Or minsan po pwede din namang teacher. So po pwedeng ibibigay ng admin yung choices ng books at papipiliin, no, si Doc H. When I was still in Ateneo, Doc H would give us the textbooks and we, the teachers, are going to decide which books we are going to use. Specific action steps for failing schools and resource allocation, this would be within a district. So district level lamang siya. And so here, standards for each grade level, that would be our state government's policy. Okay? So nakachamba, gut instinct talaga to follow, sabi ni Sir Jomar Tapikan. Okay? May tama talaga yon, nakatama. Okay, now we move on with number 3. What do you call someone with not only an ethical but also a legal obligation to report suspected child abuse? Is it letter A, a witness, letter B, an investigator, letter C, a court reporter, or letter D, a mandated reporter? Which one is the best choice for number 3 for tonight's ProfEd? Again, please do share your stars with us. We still have our stars goal of 1,000 stars for this weekend. Mag-send po kayo ng inyong stars if you are watching us on Facebook. If you are watching us on YouTube, please do send your super chat, super stickers. Maraming salamat po. Okay, move on. Number 3 na po tayo. Ma'am Saida Sangeban Palunsay, maraming salamat po for sharing our video. Ayan, again, our goal of 1 weekend, 1,000 stars, malapit na po. Mga 1/3 na lamang po, so please do send us your stars if you can so that we can fulfill our goal of 1,000 stars for this weekend. Okay, karamihan sagot dito, witness, witness, letter A. Karamihan kaya ay tama or karamihan kaya ay sisigaw na naman ng awit? Uh-huh. All right, so number 3 here. What do you call someone with not only an ethical but also a legal obligation to report suspected child abuse? The correct choice here is letter D. That's a mandated reporter. Hindi kasi ito medyo hindi natin naririnig yung terms na to in the Philippines. Hindi ko alam kung nasa law na siya in the Philippines, but as teachers, we are mandated reporters. Okay? Hindi siya tinatawag na witness kasi yung witness po pwedeng nakita mo, pero hindi ka isang mandated reporter. That means hindi ka isang authority, hindi ka teacher, hindi ka parent, for example. No, this is not an investigator, this is not a court reporter. So this right here is according to the DCFS and Illinois government, protecting children. It's the law in Illinois. As an employee, as a school employee, you are a mandated reporter and required by law to report suspected child abuse and neglect. Okay? So, sa atin sa Pilipinas, I'm pretty sure nasa law na siya pero hindi lang natin alam kung ano yung term. Okay? So, bilang teacher, especially bilang guro, no, pag nakita natin at pag meron tayong may suspecha tayo na child abuse yung bata, no, naabuso yung bata, kailangan natin i-report siya sa ating mga kinauukulan. So, pwedeng sa admin, pwedeng sa police, kailangan mo siyang i-report dahil mandated ka by the law to be a reporter of any child abuse. Okay? So, mandated reporter is the correct choice for number 3. Okay? So, mandated reporter po, pag nakita nyo to sa LET, okay lang ngayon, mag-awit muna ngayon. Pag nakita sa LET, dapat alam nyo na kung ano yung ating sagot. Okay? So, mandated reporter is the correct choice. Which of the following does not fit with the P's to remember for parent-teacher conferences? Is it letter A, professionalism, letter B, phone calls, letter C, panic, or letter D, prepare? Okay, Ma'am Laika Flores, hello Ma'am Mek. Ask lang po if yung nasa quiz namin at sa actual review namin na items ay nakashuffle po. Ninonote ko po kasi answers ko sa quiz and sa review. Thank you po. Nakashuffle po siya, Ma'am Laika. Okay, so you might think that you got it wrong, pero nakashuffle po kasi yung inyong quiz items sa quizzes. Nakashuffle po. Ay, Ma'am Jeneline Beatriz, paano po Mek teacher ang nambuli? Ano law pwede? Ano ba yung law na nandyan sa atin sa Pilipinas? Bantay Bata 163 ba? Maraming law, 'di ba? Yung sa abuse, child abuse, anti-harassment law po pwede din. So dito sa sa Amerika, kapag ka nangyayari yan pag Pinay or pag foreign teacher po pwede siyang mapauwi. Pag even local teachers po pwedeng makasuhan kapag ganyan yung mangyari. Because of course, students here are minors pa, no? So they are considered minors and as adults, tayo dapat yung mas nakakaintindi sa kanila. Pero kasi minsan yung iba namang students dito, sobra-sobra na, no? So merong estudyante na nakikipagbubugan sa teacher. Okay, number 4, I see a lot of C's. I see a lot of letter C's for number 4. Ma'am Janisa? Mamek, tuloy pa ba ang LET exam ni September? Kasi mukhang marami na COVID. Marami na namang COVID, no? C for chismis, sabi ni Sir Daryl. Hanggang wala po tayong announcement coming from the PRC, we would assume na tuloy siya. And kasi naka-staggered naman na kayo, no? Naka-divide na kayo by 4. At kung hindi nila itutuloy, kung hindi matutuloy, mas marami pang magti-take in the following batches. So, I'm hopeful na matuloy. Okay, so habang wala pang announcement, i-assume natin na matutuloy. And so, review lang po ng review. Okay, so karamihan sa inyo, letter C ang sagot. And karamihan ay tama. Okay, so panic is not part of the piece to remember for parent-teacher conferences. Parent-teacher conferences are a very big part of our task as teachers, no? So malaking parte ito ng ating task bilang guro, ang pagiging or pagkakaroon lagi ng conferences, yung PTA meetings natin, parent-teacher conferences. And we follow the piece, okay, the different piece of parent-teacher conferences. We have the following piece here: preparation, professionalism, partnership, productivity, proactivity, phone calls, policies and procedures, and principal. Okay, so these are self-explanatory, these are pretty self-explanatory. Of course, when you say preparation, dapat you have to be prepared whenever you have your parent-teacher conferences, any activities that you have in school. As a teacher, dapat prepared ka. So, especially pag PTA meetings at bigayan ng card, pag card day, dapat naka-prepare na yung cards. If there's going to be some PTA projects that you need your parents to support, dapat naka-prepare. When I was in Ateneo, we would prepare slides for our presentations for our PTA conferences. So preparation is very important. Professionalism, of course, napaka-importante. So hindi pwedeng nag-away kayo ng parent, no, ng isang magulang during the PTA conference. Okay? So we should stay professional kahit na galit na yung magulang sa'yo. Stay professional while you are having your conference. Partnership, of course, we understand that parents are one of our partners. The parents are one of our stockholders. So they should be considered as partners in educating the kids. And of course, especially since the kids are their kids, okay? Students natin pero anak nila. And so our parents are big partners in their education. Productivity, of course, your PTA conference should be productive. Dapat na-reach mo yung mga goals mo during your PTA conferences. Excuse me, Sir Migs, pakiabot po ng aking cellphone. Okay, so again, your PTA conferences should be productive. Dapat na-reach mo yung goal mo, whatever goals you've set during your preparation, no? Sa part na preparation pa lamang, dapat po na-set mo yung goal mo, and of course, dapat na-reach mo yung goals na yan. Okay, so that would be productivity. Proactivity, you should be thinking about what might happen. Okay, so you shouldn't be reactive. Pwedeng baka mag-ask yung teacher na to ng any evidences, o yung parent na to ng any evidences. Bakit F yung grade ng anak ko? And so you should be proactive. Kung ano yung nakikita mong maging problema, kung ano yung nakikita mong might be requested by the parent, dapat handa na. Okay, so naka-prepare na. Phone calls are very important here in the US. Napaka-importante ng phone calls or text or emails. So communication very important with regard to how we deal with the parents. Policies and procedures, dapat klaro sa inyo as teachers, no, kung ano yung policies and procedures nyo with regard to absenteeism, with regard to altruism, yung palaging absent yung bata, yung kung ano mang procedures, kung ano mang policy sa school nyo. Principal, of course, if you need the help of your admin, dapat they are ready to help. Okay, so these are the different P's of parent-teacher conferences. So we don't, these are not very common to all of us. Okay, so you might see this in the let. So dapat alam nyo kung ano itong piece of parent-teacher conferences. Dito sa Amerika, hindi masyadong maraming pumupunta pag parent-teacher conferences. Swerte ka na pag nakalima ka, no? So usually isa, dalawa lamang yung pumupunta. Okay, so what we do, of course, is we send them emails, we send them text messages, or we call them with regard to some problems or some developments with their child. Okay, so the P's of parent conferences or parent-teacher conferences not included will be letter C, panic. All right, we go to number 5. Which of these is true of assessments? They are not linked to learning objectives. They must always include a written examination. They must match instruction. Or D, they must always include an oral component. Which one do you think is the best choice for number 5? Number 5 na po tayo. Number 5. Ano kaya yung tamang choice for number 5? Please do send us your stars. Wala pa tayong stars. And super chat, super stickers. Maraming salamat po for those who will be sending their stars and who would help us fulfill our stars goal. Okay, number 5, C. Karamihang sagot. Watching from Kapalong or Kapalong. Davao del Norte. Thank you so much po, ma'am. God bless and more power to Gurong Pinoy. Maraming salamat, Sir Ramon Alegre Cruta. Maraming salamat po. Okay, we're already at number 5. This is professional education. Karamihan letter C ang sagot. Karamihan kaya ay awit na naman? O karamihan kaya ay tama? Okay, malapit na po nating ma-fulfill yung ating 1 weekend 1,000 stars. We only have a third of that goal. So please do send us your stars if you can. Please send us your stars. And super chat, super stickers, of course. Okay, letter C. Bakit letter C ang inyong sagot? Anong nangyari? Watching from Quirino Province, Region 2. Nasaan na? Nawala yung comment ni Sir. Ayon, Sir Johnny Manuel. Good evening po. Alright, bakit letter C? They must match instruction. Tama naman yung letter C, no? They must match instruction. Okay, which of these is true of assessments? Is it letter A? They are not linked to learning objectives. Letter B, they must always include a written examination. Letter C, they must match instruction. Or letter D, they must always include an oral component. We are looking for something that is true of assessments. Of course, the best choice here is letter C. Tama po yung letter C. Si Sir Al-Rashid, parang B. Nung tinanong ko bakit maraming nag-letter C, nag-change na kaagad ang isip niya, no? Letter C po ang ating correct choice for number 5. Your assessments should always match your instruction. That means your assessment is valid, okay? That means your assessment has true validity or test validity. Okay, so letter C po yung ating tamang choice for number 5. Letter C, hindi po always, must always kasi ito include written examination. Sometimes kasi demonstration yung nagiging assessment natin. Okay, so letter C is the best choice for our number 5. Okay, Now, number 6, what should you do if you find yourself leading a discussion too much? Is it letter A, take a break from having class discussions? Letter B, ask a colleague to lead the next discussion for you. Letter C, limit how many times do you let yourself participate? Or letter D, give notebooks to more of your students. Okay, what do you think is the best choice for number 6? Ayan, sabi ni Sir Daryl John Viray. Mas nakakakaba pa yung announcement ng PRC kesa sa LET. Okay, ano kaya yung best choice for number 6? Number 6 na po tayo. Number 6. Number 6, may C, may A. Okay, karamihang sagot ay A at C for number 6. All right, going back to number 6 here, what should you do if you find yourself leading a discussion too much? Okay, so for example, you're a teacher in the classroom and whenever you have a topic, you'd always be leading the discussion too much. Lahat na ng kwento about sa buhay mo, naikwento mo na sa inyong estudyante, no? Kilalang kilala ka na ng estudyante mo dahil sa kwento mo. Naikwento mo na yung buhay mo. Sir Jolly Marquez Harillo, maraming salamat po for sharing our video. All right, now what do you think will you do if that happens? Take a break from having class discussion? Sabihin mo, hindi na muna ako magkakaroon ng class discussion kasi palagi na lamang akong nagsasalita about myself or palagi na lamang akong nagli-lead ng discussion. Is it letter B? Sabihin ko sa aking colleague na ikaw na muna yung mag-discuss kasi palagi ako nagli-lead ng discussion. Is it letter C? Limit how many times you let yourself participate? Okay, so ililimit ko, no? In participation, this means here na ikaw yung nagli-lead ng discussion. Letter D, give notebooks to more of your students. The best choice here, of course, is letter C. Letter C po yung ating tamang choice. For number 6, you have to limit how many times you let yourself participate. That means kontrolin mo po yung inyong mga input, no? Which means that you should be, instead of being the expert, the sage on stage, ay magiging facilitator ka na lamang. Okay? So you should facilitate their learning. They should facilitate their activities. Hindi ikaw yung nagpa-participate mismo. Hindi ikaw yung mismong nandun ay nagli-lead ng inyong discussion. Okay? So letter C is the best choice for number 6. We should limit how many times you let yourself participate. Maraming salamat, Ma'am Edna Ballesteros, for sending us stars. Thank you so much po. All right, we move on with number 7. Why bother giving some students notebooks during a discussion? Is it letter A, students can write notes to teach each other or to each other when they are bored. Letter B, students can sketch what the discussion is about. Letter C, students can write a letter to you to let you know how they feel about the discussion. Or letter D, students can organize their thoughts before participating. Awit na naman, sabi ni Sir Melfred, okay lang po yan. Importante, nakaka-move on, and of course, importante ay tama ang sagot sa LEP. Watching from Malang, North Cotabato. Salamat po, Ma'am Mek, sa mga bagong kaalaman na ibinibigay niyo po sa amin. Welcome po, Ma'am Ruth Rubio Kasumpang. Okay, number 7. I see a lot of letter Ds. Letter D, karamihang sagot. Again, please do share your stars just like Ma'am Edna Ballesteros. Malapit na po nating ma-reach yung ating stars goal. Okay, so 1/4, 1/4, 1/5 na lamang, ma-reach na po natin yung ating stars goal of 1,000 stars this weekend. So please do send us your stars so that we can also help your kaguro. Ginagamit po siya natin as funds for the rest of our activities. Sa mga matagal nang nandito, no, sa members ng ating team gardener, yung iba po sa kanila ay naka more than 1 year na. So nakapag-acquaintance party na sila, nakapag-Christmas party na, nakapag-summer party na sila, no? ito yung tinatawag nating Team Thunders. Okay, yung Team Thunders natin, marami nang nasalihan. So again, dyan natin ginagamit yung ating funds from the stars and from the Super Chat Super Stickers. So please do send us your Super Chat Super Stickers. If you are watching us live on YouTube or if you are watching us live on Facebook, mag-send po ng inyong stars. Okay, number 7D. Kaway-kaway sa mga nagdo-drawing sa likod ng notebook dati habang nakikinig sa boring teacher. Ma'am Tien, ang sakit naman nun. Okay, letter D, and letter D is the best choice here for number 7. Okay, so letter D, tama po si Ma'am Jovelyn A. Agan. Letter D po ang ating sagot. For number 7, why bother giving some students notebooks during a discussion? Because students can organize their thoughts before participating. We all know that notebooks are tools so that we can organize our thoughts, we can organize our notes. Okay, so letter D is the best choice for number 7. We move on with number 8. What tool has replaced the slide projector and TV cards? Is it letter A, Smartboards, letter B, clickers, letter C, class pager, or letter D, hot chalk? Ayan, sabi ni Sir Viodo Lubaig, yung mga Team Thunders daw, aabot pa ng 2020 kasi di pa makakapag-take sa September. Ayan, sulat ng mga crush mo noon. Yung ano, sino yung nag-flames sa notebook? Okay, yung nag-flames, friends, lovers, accept, marriage, ano pa nga, enemy, tsaka ano yung S? Sweetheart. Okay, usong-uso yung mga flames nung una, no? Yung mga batang 90s. Ginagawa natin nung una, ganyan lang, SOS. Ngayon wala nang SOS dahil naka-online games na lahat ng mga bata. Wow, yan. Sabi ni Ma'am Edna Ballesteros, one of our supporters and also our star sender. Sabi niya, thank you so much, ma'am. 1 year na po ako member ng Gurong Pinoy. Okay, maraming salamat po for supporting Gurong Pinoy. So again, yung iba sa kanila, naka 250 lang, no? Yung membership nung una, 250 pa lang. Okay, hanggang sa naging 500. So again, pag meron tayong promo, dapat ginagrab nyo yan, yung chance sa promo natin. Ako, ayun, flames. Wow. Sir Rolando Martin, ako po nagsusulat ng noisy sa notebook. Yung nasulat mamek, nagbabayad ng piso. Para-paraan din si Mamo, no? Wow, Sir Aladdin yung nanghiram ng notebook para mag-insert ng love letter. Ayun, COC na daw ngayon, sabi ni Sir Blendum, Fay Kulay Jr., COC na ngayon ma'am, hindi na SOS. Tama. Ma'am Liza Marie, nakakatawa. Sa Flames, ako unang umasa magiging lovers kami ng crush ko. Kasi L yung naging result ng inyong Flames, ma'am. Uso dati slam book. Okay, tapos yung motto lagi, time is gold. Tama. Nag-iiba din yung generation, no? Okay, number 8. What tool has replaced the slide projector and TV cards? Is it letter A, Smartboards, letter B, clickers, letter C, class pager, or letter D, hot chalk? Karamihang sagot ay letter A. And of course, that is a correct choice for number 8. No? So wala nang projector, wala nang TV cards ngayon. Smartboard na yung ginagamit. Hindi ko lang alam dyan sa Pilipinas. But dito sa Amerika, smartboards na karamihan. Yung clickers mo would be yung ginagamit ng students to answer, no? Yung parang pag merong game show sa Pinas at yung audience ay po pwedeng bumoto, yan po yung clicker. Yung class pager, of course, para siyang PA system, that's the class pager. Hot chalk naman, these are chalks that they can use to answer using the smartboard. Okay, so letter A, smartboards, that is the answer for number 8. We move on with number 9. Which of the following is not a helpful way to self-correct when the discussion brings up issues that would take the discussion off track or that you don't know how to answer? Letter A, use tangents as ideas for further lesson planning. Letter B, admit when you don't know enough to answer a question. Letter C, keep a running list of things to research later. Or letter D, thank the student for a great question and move on. Sir Emmanuel Tumarok, maraming salamat po for sharing the video and for tagging your friend. Time is gold, tapos laging late sa class, sabi ni Sir Daryl. Sir Viod, what is crash? Sabi ni Sir Viodolo. Paghanga sa taong tanga. May ganun. Ayon, tama yan Ma'am Emmy, no? Sabi ni Ma'am Emmy Santos, Emmy Venerable, ako, pagandahan kami ng penmanship at sign ng mga classmate ko. Tapos ginagamit mong, sa signature, ginagamit mong apelido, yung apelido ng crush mo, no? O ng jowa mo. Dragon Ball sa end of grading period. Ano yung Dragon Ball? Hindi ko alam yung Dragon Ball, Sir Daryl. Number 9, karamihang sagot ay D. Meron din namang B at D for number 9. Okay, number 9. Kaka-open ko lang po. Lakas ng ulan. Okay, si Ma'am Marjeline Corpus. Habol po tayo, ma'am. Okay, may A, may B, may D. Now, going back to number 9 here, which of the following is not? Okay, yung pinaka-importanting word dito, of course, is not. Sometimes sa let, hindi siya naka-capital letters. Okay, so again, maging mapagmatsyag po. Basahin mabuti, no? Tingnan mabuti yung ating question. Kasi sa let, it might not be capitalized. Okay, so which of the following is not a helpful way to self-correct when the discussion brings up issues that would take the discussion off track or that you don't know how to answer? Use tangents as ideas for further lesson planning. Tangents, these are further questions. No, merong extra questions, follow-up questions yung ating estudyante. Use tangents as ideas for further lesson planning. Admit when you don't know enough to answer a question. Okay, so sasabihin mo, I'm sorry, I don't really know that. And so, I cannot answer for now. Letter C, keep a running list of things to research later. Okay, so you can keep a running list. Pwedeng ilista mo, okay, let's try to find that out and I'm going to talk about that next time or maybe tomorrow. Or is it letter D, thank the student for a great question and awit move on. This is the correct choice for number 9. Okay, sinabi mo lang, thank you, pero nag-move on ka kaagad. Hindi mo sinabi that, or hindi mo man lang ni-note kung ano yung question ng bata, hindi mo ni-note kung ano pang kailangan mong i-supplement sa mga naging answer mo. For example, no, so wala ka talagang ginawa. Hindi mo ni-utilize yung question ng bata. Remember, ika nga ni Dewey, learning is already 3-way. So, 3-way na yung ating learning ngayon. It's not only learning coming from the teacher to the student, but we also learn from the students themselves, and the students themselves also learn from each other. Okay, so dapat pag may relevant question, especially at alam mong po pwede siyang maging teachable moment, po pwede mo siyang gamitin in your next discussion, po pwede mo siyang i-supplement sa inyong discussion, at kung alam mo naman yung sagot, po pwede mo nang sagutin. Okay, pag hindi pa, po pwede kang mag-research, balikan siya later. Okay, pero hindi na thank you for that wonderful question, tapos move on na kaagad. Okay, so letter D po ang ating hinahanap. It is not a helpful way for self-correction during discussion. Okay, so number 9, letter D is the answer. We move on with number 10. Which of these is not one of the 3 parts of intercultural communication? Is the letter A, assimilation, letter B is skills, letter C, attitudes, or letter D, knowledge? Ayun, Sir Al-Rashid, not pala, hindi nagbabasa. Okay? So, ganyan. Minsan sa let, alam mo yung sagot, pero hindi mo binabasa na maayos yung tanong, and so naliligwak. Okay, ganun din si Sir Ramon Jr. Alegre Cruta. O nga pala is not a helpful way. Salamat na lang sa lahat tapos move on. May hugot yata Sir Mark Mission. Okay, letter A ang inyong sagot. Karamihang sagot ay letter A. Ano kaya yung ating best choice for number 10? Halfway na tayo. Ayan, may pahugot si Sir Daryl Jan Viray. Mistakes are painful, but as time goes by, they will become a collection called lesson. Aba? Siyempre, dyan tayo natututo no, sa pagkakamali. Importante natututo. Hindi yung mali ng mali, walang pagkatuto. Maraming salamat, Ma'am Nahira Jolly or Sir Nahira Jolly for sharing our video. Maraming salamat po. All right, going back to number 10. Which of these is not? Ayan na naman yung not. Okay, hindi siya naka-capital. So again, this might be the case when you take the let. So dapat maging mapagmatsyag na tinitingnan mabuti yung ating question. Which of these is not one of the three parts of intercultural communication? Hindi parte ng intercultural communication. Letter A, assimilation. Letter B, skills. Letter C, attitudes, or letter D, knowledge? And the answer here is letter A. Letter A po, tama yung letter A. Hindi siya parte ng intercultural communication. Now remember, assimilation sa inyong social dimensions, meron kang 3 different ways through which you learn culture. Okay, makinig sa social dimensions of education. There are 3 different ways through which you can learn culture. Yung unang-una is enculturation, no? Learning your own culture. Yan yung tinatawag nating enculturation. So yung nangyayari sa enculturation, sa let nyo, kalimitang tanong about enculturation is your parent, for example, your father is teaching you how to make kopra, your mom is teaching you how to make bagoong, okay, this is part of your culture, or your father, your mother is teaching the kid how to make mano, okay, so mano, that's enculturation, di po, assimilation, that's enculturation. Learning your own culture is enculturation. Now we have what we call accommodation, no? And second method of learning culture in social dimensions of education is accommodation. Accommodation naman is blending of two cultures. So blending of two cultures siya. Kunwari ako nasa Amerika ako, but I still practice Filipino customs and traditions. So I might still ask my daughter, si Rain, pinapabless pa rin siya. And of course, pag Sunday, we still go to Mass. May beso-beso pa rin, no? Yung Christmas, sineselebrate pa rin talaga. Yung mga customs and traditions ng Filipino ay ginagamit mo pa rin talaga. Yung language, ginagamit mo pa rin yung Tagalog or Filipino or Karaya or kung anumang dialect meron kayo, no? So that's accommodation. But of course, I have also imbibed some part of the culture of the US because of course I have no choice, I am here. Okay, so that's accommodation, the blending of two cultures. Now, assimilation, that is entirely adapting another culture and letting go of your own culture. Okay, so say pumunta ka sa Manila, ito yung mga nakakatawa na yung mga probinsyana na nakapunta sa Maynila, tapos may kaibigan ko pumunta sa Maynila. After 3 days nakapunta ng Maynila, pag nag-chat kayo, hindi na siya marunong mag-vernacular, hindi na siya marunong maghiligay nun, in our case, no, for example, or hindi na siya marunong magkaraya, marunong na lamang siya ay Tagalog. Aba, 3 days pa lang, Tagalog na. Filipino na, no? Tagalog na yung chat niya sa'yo. Okay, so this is assimilation. You let go of your own culture. It might be a microculture like yung dialects lamang, or it might be national culture. Pwedeng pumunta ka sa ibang lugar, pumunta ka ng Amerika, tapos hindi ka na nagtatagalog, hindi mo na pinapractice yung pagmamano, pagbibeso, hindi ka na talaga nag-identify with yourself being a Filipino, but you've already identified yourself with the Americans. That's assimilation. Okay, so assimilation siya. Now, I'd like you to take note, napaka-sensitive kasi ng word na assimilation. Dahil meron din, if you can remember, meron ding assimilation na word sa kay Piaget. Okay, remember kay Piaget, meron kang schema, yung file cabinets in your brain of the different ideas that you have, the different concepts that you have in your brain. Then you have assimilation. Sa assimilation kasi kay Jean Piaget, the same schema. Walang pagbabago sa schema. The same schema sa assimilation ni Piaget, no? Remember, yung hint natin are the two S's there, the same schema. Pero yung accommodation kay Piaget is the change in schema. Now, sa inyong social dimensions of education, magkaiba po siya, no? So, kabaliktaran siya. Social dimensions of education, yung enculturation mo is learning your own culture. Accommodation is blending of two cultures. And assimilation is completely forgetting your own culture. Okay? So, letting go of one's culture and completely adapting another culture. So, magkaiba sila. Sa kay Piaget, the same schema siya, pero in social dimensions of education is entirely changing your customs, your traditions, your ways of living. Okay, so please take note of that. Huwag po tayong magkakamali sa letra, so huwag po tayong ma-confuse. Okay, so yan, sabi ni Sir John Benner Quebec, di marunong tumingin sa pinanggalingan. Tama yan. Okay, so meron kasing ibang ganyan, no? Pinagpalit ko pa, pinalitan ni Ma'am Angel yung kanyang sagot. Okay, so yan yung assimilation. You are completely forgetting your own culture. Hindi ka na marunong, for example, mag-Tagalog kasi yung marunong ka na lang ngayon ay Korean. Okay, nilamon ka na ng K-pop. Wala ka nang pinapanood na Pinoy teleserye, puro ka na K-pop. Wala ka nang pinakikinggang Pinoy songs, puro ka na K-pop talaga, BTS or whatever, ano pa ba yung ibang Blackpink, okay? So this is assimilation. You're completely forgetting your own culture. Okay? So assimilation po yung hindi parte ng three parts of intercultural communication. So these right here are the three parts of intercultural communication. Sometimes it is also called intercultural competence. Okay? So how competent you are going to be if placed in an intercultural community, no? Pag iba-iba na yung kultura ng isang community, how competent will you be? How successful are you going to be? So this is adapted from Deardorff in 2006. You have knowledge, skills, attitude. So again, for knowledge here, you should have cultural self-awareness. Your culture you should have specific knowledge of your culture, social linguistic awareness, the grasp of global issues and trends. And of course, for skills, you have your soft skills, listening, observing, evaluating, using your patience, perseverance, and so on. Attitudes, you should respect each other's culture, you should be open, you should have curiosity, and you should have the grit for discovery. You should want to discover. Okay, so these are the three different parts of your intercultural competence, or sometimes in intercultural communication parts. Okay, so hindi kasama yung assimilation. Okay, so assimilation, letter A, yung ating sagot for number 10. Okay, so puro twice na yung pinapatugtog. Umay na yung mama. Okay. Now we move on with number 11. You walk away from a conversation feeling both heard and understood. This shows that the other person was, letter A, not listening to you. Letter B, passively listening to you. Letter C, selectively listening to you. Or letter D, actively listening to you. What do you think is the best choice for number 11? May question dito, Ma'am Angel. In Donto, Ampo, ano nga po yung accommodation? Accommodation po is the blending of two cultures. So blending. Gustong-gusto mo yung K-pop, for example, and you try to blend it with your own culture. You did not completely forget being a Filipino. Okay, so 11, you walk away from a conversation. Kunwari, nakikipag-converse ka with your friend. It might be with a spouse, with your partner, with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend, or it might be with just one person. It might even be your therapist. Okay, you walk away from a conversation feeling both heard and understood. This shows that the person was, letter A, not listening to you, letter B, passively listening to you, letter C, selectively listening to you, or letter D, actively listening to you. Okay, ano kaya yung correct choice for number 11? Please do send us your stars and super chat, super stickers. Okay, B, D, karamihang sagot ay letter D, letter D. Meron din namang letter B. Mhm. Okay, so again, going back to the question that we have here, after your conversation, you felt that you have been heard and that you have been understood. So, what do you think has the other person has done? Not listening to you, passively listening to you, selectively listening to you, actively listening to you. Now, let me just clarify the terms that we have here. Pag hindi pa klaro, no, maaaring hindi klaro yung mga terms, kaya mali yung ating sagot. Okay? Now, passively, again, when you say passively, that means hindi siya nagigive ng attention sa'yo, hindi siya nagko-concentrate sa kung ano mang sinasabi mo, no? So, passive lang. Pasok sa isang tenga, labas sa kabilang tenga. Ito yung lagi nating ginagawa sa ating mga parents, no? Nung tayo'y growing up as kids, pag merong utos, passive listeners, no? Or pag merong advice minsan, or pag minsan ay napapagalitan, parang wala lang, no, hindi nakikinig. So, palagi nating naririnig sa ating mga nanay, tatay, pinapasok mo lang sa isang mong tenga at nilalabas sa isang tenga. No? That's passive listening. Walang impact sa'yo. And so, you also do not react. You also do not learn. Selective listening is selective ka lang. No? Gusto mong pinapakinggan mo lang yung isang bahagi, hindi mo pinapakinggan yung isang side, no? So selective lang, sineselect mo lang kung ano yung binibigyan mo ng atensyon sa kanyang ginagawa or sa kanyang sinasabi in this case, because this is pertaining to listening. Actively listening, of course, you give the person all ears, lahat ng atensyon mo, no? 100% of your attention, 100% of your patience, lahat dyan, no? Binigay mo sa isang tao. Sometimes active listening does not really mean that you are talking or that you are giving advice. Sometimes the person might just want someone to listen to him, someone to listen to her. Okay, so that's active listening. And so the best choice here would be letter D, active listening. If you feel that you have been heard, that you have been understood, kahit ikaw nahihirapan kang intindihin ang sarili mo, pag ikaw ay feeling mo pagkatapos mo nakausap itong taong ito, no, gifted yung mga taong ganito, marunong makinig. These are people who are active listeners. So actively listening to you, that is the best choice for number 11. Okay, so these are some of your active listening skills. You have to listen to understand, you have to ask deeper questions, you have to avoid interruptions. So until hindi pa siya nagsasabi na, o sige, mag-react ka, or hindi siya tumitigil, ay makinig ka muna. You have to take non-verbal cues. So, meron siyang mga actions na non-verbal, hindi niya na-verbalize. That's also part of your skills as an active listener. You have to slow down and practice silence. You have to train your mind and don't be distracted. And of course, you have to withhold judgment. Okay, so sometimes your friend, for example, is going to tell you a very sensitive question, and sometimes your friend will tell you, please don't judge me, okay? Please hold your judgments. No judgments, please, okay? But this is what happened. This is what I've done, okay? So as an active listener, you should have all these skills. And I know hindi madali, no? Napakahirap nito. Of course, ako, minsan, this is very difficult for me. And also, this one is also very, but usually yung purple yung pinaka mahirap sa atin, and yung green, ito, yung avoid interruptions and slow down, practice silence. Minsan hindi ka nagiging silent, no? Especially pag kayo ay nagtatalo, pag kami nagtatalo ni Sir Migs, siya din naman, ganun din. Hindi din active listener, nandito po siya sa gilid ko. And so, hindi kayo nakakaintindihan kasi ayaw magpatalo ng isa't isa, okay? So, we have to slow down, we have to practice silence, we have to train ourselves to become active listeners. As teachers, this is a very valuable skill. Okay, so this is a very valuable characteristic of a teacher. So we should be active listeners. Active listeners. As also as parents, okay? As parents, ganun din. Sa ating mga anak, no? Minsan kasi busy tayo, nagmamadali. Okay, wala kang time for your kid. And so we should, I think all of us, pretty much, no, all of us should have to improve ourselves with regard to our skills with active listening. Okay, so yung sagot natin ay letter D, active listening. Now we move on with number 12. What is the final step of or in the inquiry cycle? Is it letter A, questioning, letter B, sharing, letter C, reflection, or letter D, researching? What do you think is the best choice for number 12? Okay, number 12 na po tayo. Number 12. Ayan. Sir Daryl Jan Clavel Viray, naka-relate, no? Para sa akin pala talaga to. Marami tayong ganyan. Wow, Sir Al Rashid, ako, I'm an active listener. Galing naman. Ayan, hindi nag-e-effort. Yung iba, no, hindi nag-e-effort makinig sa'yo. Minsan naman, ikaw din, hindi ka nag-e-effort, no? Lalo na pag nasasaktan ka, hindi ka nag-e-effort. Kunwari, yung boyfriend mo, gusto ka ng um, hiwalayan dahil meron siyang rason. Ayaw mong makinig sa kanya. Okay? You fail to listen to him. Ayaw mo nang makinig, no? Dahil of course, nauuna yung emotions. Okay. Ma'am MJ Picardal, good eve po. Ma'am Mek, first timer po ako mag-take ng let, pero nasa second batch ako. Yung membership ko ba sa Team Gardner hanggang January 2022 or hanggang September na lang. Yung ating pong Team Gardner, Ma'am MJ, ay hanggang September lamang po. So we are going to close Team Gardner after the let in September of this year. And so that means dapat po ay mag-join kayo sa ating panibagong team, which is Team Piaget, because your schedule is still in January yata, no? Okay, number 12, I see a lot of C's. Number 12, letter C. Ayan, Sir Nino Rojo, andyan ka pala. Sabi ni Sir Nino, basta chismis, active listener ako. Tama, no? Kapag ka may kontrobersiya, ayan, gusto mo, oh, ano na, sige na, sabihin mo na. Okay, number 12. Ano yung final step in the inquiry cycle? Okay, karamihang sagot ninyo ay letter C. And the correct choice here is letter C. Tama yung letter C. Let's take a look at our inquiry cycle. Okay, so that's your inquiry cycle. Medyo malabo ba, no? So, again, if you are a member of our Gurong Pinoy teams, meron po kayong kopya nito. I'll be uploading this in your teams after this. So, medyo malabo siya sa screen. I'm just going to be reading it. Okay, so again, the first step in your inquiry cycle would be to ask. The students are going to formulate their own questions related to their learning subject or related to the objective. Then the students are going to investigate. They collect information, they experiment, they use different resources. Then you go to the next step, which is create. Students generate new thoughts, ideas, and theories that are not directly inspired by their own experience. Okay, so these theories, of course, will be coming from their investigation. Then after this, the students are going to discuss. So the students share their ideas with each other and ask others about their own experiences and investigation. And lastly, this was our answer. They need to reflect. Students think again about the initial question, the path taken, and the actual conclusions, and maybe take some new decisions. Okay, so our correct choice would be letter C, reflect. That is the final step in the inquiry cycle. Okay, now we move on with number 13. All of the following are excellent strategies for cultivating higher level thinking, except which one? Letter A, group discussions. Letter B, fact-based questions. Letter C, hands-on science experiments. Or letter D, written reflections. Which one do you think is the best choice for number 13? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's take a look at your answer. Asa ang chicken cordon bleu? Ano yan, Ma'am Tin? Ayan, so Sir Norman Nas. Mama, itatanong po ako, tuloy po ba sa Legazpi, Bicol Region ang exam select? Salamat sa sagot. I have no answer for you right now, Sir Norman. So what we can do is we contact your PRC, no, your regional office or your local office ng inyong PRC. Tawagan niyo po sila or mag-email. Check niyo po no, sa PRC website, meron po silang mga email addresses. Okay? Ano yung chicken cordon bleu? Okay. Gets ko na yata. Ito yung nag-viral na hindi nagbayad. Okay. Nakita ko lang yung picture dati, no? Pero hindi ko na nakita yung video. Okay, 13. All of the following are excellent strategies for cultivating higher level thinking, except which one? Okay, so saan dito hindi nakakapag-cultivate ng higher level thinking? Higher level thinking. Now remember, according to Bloom's taxonomy, you have or six different levels. The first three levels are the lower order thinking skills, and your higher level thinking skills can be found in the upper three levels. Okay, so yung knowledge, comprehension, application mo are your lots. Now, of course, you have analysis, synthesis, evaluation in the old Bloom's taxonomy. No, ito yung mga hots natin. Now, hinahanap natin ang excellent strategies for cultivating higher level thinking, except which one? So that means hinahanap natin yung mali. Okay? Hinahanap natin yung exception. Hindi siya kasali sa higher level thinking strategies. Okay? Is it letter A, group discussions? Higher level ba yung group discussions? Letter B, fact-based questions. Okay? Fact-based questions. Letter C, hands-on science experiments. Or letter D, written reflections. Balikan ko lamang si Ma'am Jeneline Beatriz, no? Maaring makasagot ito sa question kanina ni Sir. Wala pa po posted list na mag-exam here sa Legazpi, Ma'am Mek. Di ko po mahanap sa website ng PRC Legazpi po. Try nyo pong i-check kung meron po silang Facebook page. Kahit po yung ibang regions, wala po pong post. No? Yung Iloilo, wala din. Wala pa. So, hintay-hintay po muna tayo. Baka sakaling na-leak lang yung kanilang posting. Or yung pinaka maiging gawin ay tumawag tayo sa kanila. Usong-uso sa TikTok ang chicken cordon bleu. Okay, letter B. Karamihang sagot, and that is the best choice here. Okay, letter B, fact-based questions. Yung hindi nakakatulong para ma-cultivate, para ma-improve yung higher level thinking ng ating estudyante. Because fact-based questions are just your convergent questions. Isa lamang yung sagot, no? This is based on facts. Okay, so based on facts siya. For example, you say, what do you call the star that lights up the entire solar system? Okay, or what is the only source of energy for the Earth? Isa lamang yung ating sagot dyan. It's the sun. Okay, what do you call the planet that is nearest the sun? For example, it's Mercury. What type of bond is formed between two nonmetals? It's a covalent bond. Okay, so it's a fact-based question. It does not really cultivate higher level thinking. You don't analyze, you don't evaluate, you don't judge, okay? You don't debate. Okay, so hindi siya nakakapag-cultivate ng higher level thinking. So letter B is the best choice for number 13. We move on with number 14. What is a teachable moment? Nasabi ko to kanina, no? What is a teachable moment? When teachers forget to plan for lessons, when administrators observe teachers, time when an unplanned topic of interest arises, or letter D, plans that substitute teachers use. Which one do you think is the best choice for number 14? Okay, saglit lamang po. Mhm. All right, going back to question 14. Question 14 na po tayo. Question number 14. What is a teachable moment? Ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng teachable moment? Mhm. Sinong nakakakilala kay Maria? Pakisabi na hindi ako nasali sa inireklamo niya. Okay. Aha, 14. C, karamihang sagot? Tama yan, no? Sabi ni Ma'am Rinka Shifu. Mas effective yung unplanned kesa planado. Parang plano nyo ng mga classmate mo, laging drawing. Okay, karamihang sagot nyo ay letter C. Going back to number 14, what is a teachable moment? Ano ba yung teachable moment? The correct choice here is letter C, a time when an unplanned topic of interest arises. Okay, so you have an unplanned topic of interest and basta related siya sa question po, pwede naman siya, no? At basta may malilearn yung inyong anak, yung may malilearn yung inyong students based on the topic of interest, po pwede mo siyang ituro. Okay? Hindi when teachers forget to plan for lessons, when administrators observe teachers, plans that substitute teacher use. Okay? Hindi po ganyan. Teachable moment is a time when an unplanned topic of interest arises. Maraming ganito when we are teaching, especially when we're teaching smaller kids, no? Or sa ating mga anak, especially toddlers, marami kang teachable moment. Okay? So letter C is the best choice for number 14. Number 15, Mark, Justin, and Ashley meet at the end of class and discuss the lesson. They take turns sharing their opinion of the content, asking questions, and leading discussion. This is an example of which type of cooperative learning. Is it letter A, jigsaw, letter B, collaborative teaching, letter C, reciprocal teaching, or letter D, interdependent teaching? Okay, which one do you think is the best choice for number 15? Number 15, ano kaya yung best choice for number 15? Ano po ang inyong sagot for number 15, mga kaguro? Okay, I see a lot of letter B's, letter A's, letter... Aha, karamihan ay letter B. Meron din namang letter C. Okay, we are going back with number 15. Mark, Justin, and Ashley meet at the end of class and discuss the lesson. They take turns sharing their opinion of the content. They are taking turns sharing their opinion of the content, asking questions, and leading discussion. This is an example of which type of cooperative learning. Is it letter A, jigsaw, letter B, collaborative teaching, letter C, reciprocal teaching, or letter D, interdependent teaching? Okay, now, ang jigsaw natin, hindi na siya mako-consider as your choice. Okay, when you say jigsaw, dinidivide mo yung task, ang kada estudyante mo ay merong turn or meron siyang parte, no? And of course, they meet together para maging whole yung kanilang discussion, para maging whole yung kanilang project, for example. Now, collaborative teaching, interdependent teaching are the same. Parehas po itong collaborative teaching and interdependent teaching. Usually, nangyari siya sa mga teachers na when you say collaborative teaching, say you have a special education teacher and a general education teacher. So that would be collaborative, no? They would collab para matulungan yung isang student, in this case, a student with special needs. That's also interdependent teaching. Yung hinahanap natin dito would be reciprocal teaching kasi yung ating hint is taking turns sharing. Okay, taking turns sharing. You really have your turn and then you share your opinion, you ask questions, you lead the discussion. So letter C, reciprocal teaching po. Ang ating sagot for number 15, not just collaborating, not just interdependently, but it is reciprocal dahil kanya-kanya merong turn. Okay? Kanya-kanya po kayo merong turn. That's reciprocal teaching. So that means natututo siya sa iyo, natututo ka din sa kanya. Okay? So that's reciprocal teaching for number 15. We move on with number 16. Miss Cook's class has just started a geography project. The class has been split into groups of 5 people. Each person in a group is responsible for creating one piece of a map. The 5 pieces in each group will then be placed together to create a complete map. This is an example of letter A, collaborative teaching, letter B, jigsaw, letter C, reciprocal teaching, or letter D, interdependent teaching. What is the best choice for number 16? Number 16, ano kaya yung tamang sagot? Or ano kaya ang sagot for number 16? Okay? So again, as I've mentioned to you in several of our live streams, pwede nyo pong gawin ito no, during the let. Pwede po kayong maglinya ng mga pertinent na parts ng inyong question. So pwede nyo pong bilugan, pwede nyo pong linyahan pag meron kayong nakitang hint, pwede nyo po yung gawin whenever you take the let. Okay? So pwede pong sulatan yung answer, yung ating questionnaires. Yung answer sheet lamang po natin yung dapat clean, dapat hindi basa, walang maraming marks, no? Except for, of course, your lead marks. Okay, karamihang sagot dito ay letter B, jigsaw. And of course, the correct choice here is letter B. That's jigsaw. Okay? So, dinivide mo yung inyong klase at kada grupo ay dinivide din no, yung kanilang task. I've mentioned this a while ago. So, one piece of a map for each person. And of course, they would be placing those different pieces together. Okay? So, this is an example of your jigsaw. Jigsaw po yung ginamit dito. Nakakatawa naman yung comment ni Ma'am ay, nasaan na yun? Ayan. Ma'am Rinkashifu, si Ma'am Claire, no? Ito yung paboritong gawin ng mga chismosa, jigsaw. Pinagtatagpi-tagpi yung chika. Okay, so letter B po. Ang ating tamang sagot dito ay jigsaw. Okay, we move on with number 17. The part of the self-regulation cycle in which learners establish specific strategies for success toward their goal is the blank phase. Is it letter A, self-reaction, letter B, forethought, letter C, self-reflection, or letter D, performance, volitional control? Ito medyo never heard, no? Okay, what do you think is the best choice for number 17? Kung never heard, ano kaya ang inyong hula for number 17? Okay. Ano kaya yung tamang choice for number 17? The part of the self-regulation cycle in which learners establish specific strategies for success toward their goal is the blank phase. Okay, self-reaction, forethought, self-reflection, or performance. Karamihang sagot ay letter C, and the best choice here is letter D, that is performance. Performance po yung ating hinahanap, performance control. Okay, let's take a look at your different parts here, no, of your self-regulation cycle. Okay, this is according to Zimmerman and Campillo in 2003. Okay, now you have three different parts here. These are all three interrelated parts. The first one would be your performance phase. This is where you have self-control, self-instruction, imagery, attention focusing, and task strategies. You also have self-observation here. So self-recording and self-experimentation are all part of performance phase. Now for your self-reflection phase, you judge yourself, okay? And you react. Okay, you check whether you are self-satisfied, whether you are self-affected. And of course, you need to adapt, and you also need to be defensive here. Now, for your forethought phase, you analyze the task, you set your goals, you have your strategic planning, you have your self-motivation beliefs, okay? So you have your self-efficacy, outcome expectations, intrinsic. Ito kasi yung nangyayari before whatever situation you have would happen. Okay? So that's your forethought. Forethought, ito yung unang-una. Forethought po yung unang-unang nangyayari. Okay? Pero yung performance phase, yung ating hinahanap dahil yung question natin ay they establish specific strategies for success toward their goal. Okay, so that would be your self-instruction part, and your task strategies would be under your performance phase. Okay, so letter D, yung ating tamang sagot for number 17. Uh-huh. Okay. May question dito si Ma'am Joan or Joan Valentos. Ma'am Mek, totoo po ba na pag may open and close parenthesis, yun yung sagot? Hindi ko po alam, ma'am. I don't think that is one basis for choosing your answer, no? Depende po. Depende. Meron din namang may parenthesis pero hindi pala tamang sagot. Okay? So, depende pa rin kung siya yung tamang sagot. Sometimes it can come with a parenthesis. Sometimes ay wala naman. Okay, so wag po tayong magsabi na, ay may parenthesis, ito na kaagad yung tamang choice natin. Okay, so again, for number 17, that would be letter D. We move on to number 18. What is a student learning contract? Ano yung student learning contract? Okay, student learning contract. What do you mean by a student learning contract? Mm-hmm. Number 18. What is the best choice for number 18? When you say student learning contract, ano ito? If you're already teaching and you have a student learning contract with your students, what do you mean by this? Palakasan ng instinct, sabi ni Sir Johnny Manuel. Tama, no? Yung instinct nyo usually ay tama yan. So wag niyong papalitan unless there really is a very valid reason for you to change your answer. Okay? Ano kayang ibig sabihin ng student learning contract? Student learning contract. Is it letter A, an oral contract between the student and teacher? Letter B, when a student agrees to rent the teacher's car? Letter C, a written agreement between the student and teacher? Or letter D, when a student tells their teacher they'll try harder? Which one do you think is the best choice for number 18? This is third to the last question. Third to the last question na po tayo. Ano kaya yung tamang choice for number 18? Okay, what is your choice for number 18? Number 18, I see a lot of letter C's. Letter C's, and that is the correct choice. Okay, so that's your student learning contract, a written agreement between the student and teacher. Hindi po siya oral. Okay, it is a written agreement. It should be written. It is not about renting the teacher's car. It is not when a student tells their teacher they'll try harder. Hindi po. A student learning contract usually kasama siya ng inyong syllabus. Okay, so kasama siya ng inyong syllabus. Usually it is given at the beginning of the school year, no? So ibibigay mo siya at the beginning of your school year. This is the syllabus. These are the things that you should do. These are our class rules. These are the penalties, no? If you are going to have penalties inside the classroom, this is what we are going to do. These are the grading systems of our school. Okay, so yan yung student learning contract mo. Say in science, meron ka ding student learning contract between you and the student with regard to how they use the laboratory. Meron ding ganon. Okay, so that's a written agreement between the student and the teacher. Okay, so it's letter C. Now we move on with number 19. Which of these is not a benefit of a student learning contract? Saan dito yung hindi benefit ng student learning contract? Is it letter A, development of goal-oriented behavior? Letter B, increased student buy-in? Letter C, development of intrinsic motivation? Or letter D, teacher can sue student if they break the contract? Okay, which one is the best choice for number 19? 19, second to the last. Ayun, tama na sana, pinalitan ko pa, sabi ni Sir Igano Kaloy. Again, if you have no valid reason, wag po munang magpalit. Okay, 19. Which of these is not a benefit of a student learning contract? We are looking for the not. Hindi siya benefit, hindi siya advantage ng pagkakaroon ng student learning contract. Kaya walang nagtatagal, papalit-palit. Sabi ni Sir Daryl Viray. Okay, is it the development of goal-oriented behavior? Yung student mo ba ay nagiging goal-oriented? It increases student buy-in. That means student interaction increases. Or letter C, development of intrinsic motivation. Nagiging intrinsically motivated yung student mo. They want to really learn. Okay? Or letter D, teacher can sue student if they break the contract. Pwede mo bang kasuhan yung inyong estudyante kapag na-break niya yung contract? Which of these is not a benefit of student learning contract? Of course, the best choice here is letter D. Okay, this is not a benefit on its own. Hindi siya benefit. And also, as a teacher, we cannot use this. Okay, or we cannot do this. Kahit na meron siyang binrake na part ng contract, hindi natin nasusu yung student. The least that we can do, or the most that we can do, is to write up the student. Pwede mo siyang i-write up, no? Ibigay mo sa admin. Pwede siyang masuspend. For example, pag meron siya nabasag, pwedeng bayaran, no? Pero hindi naman sa lahat ng pagkakataon nagbabayad yung estudyante, especially pag wala ding pera yung estudyante. Usually sa public school, hindi pinapabayaran, no, yung mga gamit. Okay, so which is not a benefit? It would be letter D. Teacher can sue student if they break the contract. Number 20, last one. Which of these is sometimes required on a student learning contract? Is it letter A, grade on recent related assignment? Letter B, student ranking when compared to peers? Letter C, student collateral? Or letter D, parent signature? Okay, which one do you think is the best choice for number 20? Number 20, last item for tonight. Again, to all the members of our Gurong Pinoy teams, you are going to have your third qualifying round. Third qualifying round po ninyo would be on Wednesday. It will be at 8 p.m. Okay, 8 p.m. Again, please do make sure that you have your signal, and please do make sure that you are on time because your test is going to be timed. Okay, so time po yung magiging test nyo. Mabilis po siya. So make sure na nandyan kayo by 8 o'clock. Okay, number 20, I see a lot of D's for number 20. Mhm. Okay, what do you think is the best choice for number 20? A lot of you are saying it's letter D. Letter D. And that is the correct answer. Tama yan, no? Usually, dito sa amin, you would require the parent to sign it. Okay? So, dito nga sinabi, sometimes lang. Sometimes required on a student learning contract, hindi nila require yung grade, hindi nila require yung ranking, hindi, of course, walang collateral. Okay? So, it's parent signature. Okay? Parent signature is required. We have what we call may check, no? May check-up sheet. Yung parang may checking ka whether na nabigay ng bata, naging klaro sa parent, no? Nasabi ng bata na ito yung contract namin, ito yung syllabus, and so you need to sign it. By signing, the parents are saying that they agree with whatever it is that it is in the that is in the contract. And as a teacher, kasi fallback mo siya. Po pwede mo siyang gamitin in the end, no? Pag merong mga problema, po pwede mong gamitin, po pwede mong i-cite yung inyong student-teacher contract. Po pwede mong sabihin na naka-write po siya sa contract, it is in our syllabus, that this would happen if you do this. Okay? So, parent signature is sometimes required on student learning or student teacher contract. Okay? So, 17 over 20. That's a good score. Gandang score na yung 17 over 20. Mas mataas pa yung score ni Ma'am Laika kaysa sa dito. Sa quiz kaysa dito. Okay lang po yan. Marami pa po tayong chance to learn. Marami pa po tayong time. Again, the next time that we are going to go live will be by next weekend. So again, in the meantime, while you are waiting for the next live stream, pakibalikan po lahat ng ating videos sa ating YouTube channel. No? Marami po tayong videos dyan. Sa playlist lamang natin na live stream alone, meron na tayong more than 100 videos. So please, balikan niyo po yung lahat. There's videos for ProfEd, for Gen Ed, lahat po ng videos natin. Alam ko makakatulong sa inyo, okay? And of course, our Gurong Pinoy teammates, you are going to have your third qualifying round by Wednesday. It's not going to be live, but that would start by 8 p.m. Philippine time, okay? So for now, let's all have our closing prayer as we end tonight's activities.
Muli po tayong manalangin. Our great God, salamat po sa oras po na ito na ibinigay mo sa amin na naging matagumpay po ang aming pag-aaral. Sana po marami po kaming mga natutunan, O Diyos. Sana po ipatuloy mo po kaming pagpalain sa mga plano po namin, Panginoon. Ikaw po ang aming dakilang pastol at ikaw po ay naghahanda ng lugar para sa amin. Sana po ay maganap na po ang mga ninanais po ng aming mga puso. Alam mo po yung mga pagsisikap namin, mga sacrifices namin para matupad po ang mga pangarap po namin na ito. Sana po sa lahat po ng mga member ng Gurong Pinoy International, sana po ipagpalain mo. Lalo po, Panginoon, na malapit na po ang exam, patibayin mo po ang aming loob, palakasin mo po ang aming damdamin, Panginoon, na hindi po kami matakot. Sa halip, mas lalo po kaming maghanda, Panginoon. Salamat po sa sakripisyo ni Ma'am Mek at ni Sir Ram para po sa bawat isa sa amin. Panginoon, salamat po sa lahat at ibinibigay po namin lahat yung mga concern namin sa inyo. Sa pangalan ni Jesus, ito po ang mga aming dalangin. Amen.
Amen. Again, that ends tonight's discussion. Please don't waste your time. Balikan po lahat ng ating video sa YouTube channel natin. Balik-balikan. And of course, one method for you to check whether you've already watched the video or not is to like the video or leave a comment on the video para po ma-monitor nyo, no, yung progress. Tapos ko na pala itong video na to. Okay? So marami po tayong videos dyan. So I hope that you use them. You make use of your time wisely. Do not forget, malapit na po yung let. So please prepare properly so that you can easily pass it, okay? If not, top it. This has been Coach Mek of Gurong Pinoy, and of course, I leave you the saying, malit man na butil ng mga kaalaman, ang dulo nito ay malaking kaginawaan. Maraming salamat for tuning in tonight, and of course, stay safe mga kaguro. Bye!